welcome to another episode of Reese's Random Reviews. I am Reese, I'm about to give you a random review. On this very day, in 1988, The Land Before Time was released, and that is what I'm going to review today. That's right, one of my favourite childhood animated films was released on this very day, so I thought it's a good excuse to review it. So I'm going to be talking literally about the whole Land Before Time film, just the first one of course, not the crappy sequels, just the main Don Bluth film, and talk about production and what I love about this film and everything like that, and you know, pretty much a whole random review style. But also just don't forget, if you haven't seen The Land Before Time, there is going to be spoilers, so I recommend you watch Land Before Time then watch this film. But if you haven't seen Land Before Time, then where the hell have you been? Anyway, let's talk about the film. Okay, so what's The Land Before Time all about? Well, The Land Before Time tells the story about 5 dinosaurs. A long neck called Littlefoot, a triceratops called Sarah, also known as a three-horn, a swimmer or a big mouth named Ducky, a fly named Petrie, also known as a pterodactyl, and of course a stegosaurus known as a spike tail, known as Spike. Those are the characters. Well, basically the characters have to team up together, these 5 young dinosaurs. They've been separated from their families, and they've got to go on a journey to find the wonderful Great Valley, which is also known to be sort of like a legend where dinosaurs go off and graze and they can live peacefully and happily away from other predators. And it's basically where they have to go to find and be safe and find their families. That is what the movie is all about. Now, the film was literally a massive part of my childhood as a kid. I mean, I loved The Land Before Time. I used to watch it a lot. My mum still loves this movie. My older brother loves this movie. I mean, the animation in this film, like with every other Don Bluth film, is beautiful to look at. The Land Before Time really has beautiful colours, wonderful backgrounds, beautiful sound effects, settings, and the characters just... This is what makes the film. The characters just make this film. Let's talk about the characters for a while. So first off is the main protagonist, Littlefoot. He's a very strong, determined protagonist. I think he's one of the best protagonists in many animated films. Despite being a kid, he really starts to evolution from being this sort of vulnerable little character to not knowing very much, till literally knowing what to do and become a leader and sort of evolution himself throughout the whole film. We also have another character who isn't really like I'm very fond of, which is Sarah. She's a bit of a bitch. Like, she just reminds me of like one of them bullies that you'd see in school and you just want to smack in the face, because she's an absolute horrible character. She's kind of racist as well to the other dinosaurs because she hates other species of other dinosaurs. You know what I mean? She's just so prejudiced and so vicious and nasty, and basically she just only thinks about herself and she thinks she's always right. We have Ducky, who is probably one of the most adorable little characters I've ever seen in animated films. Ducky is a wonderful little character. She's full of life. She's very funny. She's adventurous. And she's just such a wonderful, fun character. And she really brought a lot into this movie. Petrie is one of my favourite characters. I thought he was literally the best one. I love his voice. And when I was a kid, I used to love to be Petrie. He was just such a great character. So funny. Probably the funniest character in the movie. And probably the second funniest character is Spike, who of course is also another one of my favourite characters. He doesn't talk, but he doesn't need to talk. All he actually does is eat. Just eats and eats and eats and eats. That's pretty much what he does in the movie. Okay, so let's talk about the production side of the movie. So basically the film is directed by Don Bluth, produced by Gary Goldman and John Pomeroy, and there's also produced by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. Now, despite having a wonderful team of great animators and producers and everything like that, this film had a bit of trouble in the background history. Like, for example, the sharp tooth scenes, also known as a T-Rex, in the movie, there were loads apparently of scenes where the T-Rex was attacking Littlefoot and Sarah. And this film, you can tell, has a lot of editing cuts to it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that in this film they had to chop and they had to cut because they didn't want to show any more scary scenes, you know, for children to watch in the cinema. In fact, I remember reading a book from Don Bluth's animation book, and Don Bluth was mentioning about the cuts, and Steven Spielberg went up to him and said, "This is too scary. You're going to have kids running out the cinema scared and a lot of angry parents knocking on your front door. You don't want that." So Stephen and George were just cutting the scenes and re-editing, and even though Don Bluth didn't really want so many cuts, he knew it was the right decision. Land Before Time became one of the most successful animated films when it was released. It beat Oliver and Company by Disney, which I'm glad, because even though Oliver and Company was a good film, Land Before Time is a million times better, in my opinion. I mean, Land Before Time is very emotional, it's very epic. I mean, you know, the death of Littlefoot's mother is probably still one of the saddest scenes I've ever seen in movie history, along with Bambi's mum being killed and The Lion King. But despite that, The Land Before Time is a beautiful, wonderful film that I still love today. I'm so glad I got a chance to review this movie. I'm so glad I could talk about this film. What do you guys think about The Land Before Time? Do you love The Land Before Time? Did you grow up watch it as a kid? Do you love any of the sequels? Anyway guys, let me know what you guys think. Comment below and let me know, guys. And don't forget as well to hit that subscribe button. More random reviews are coming. And also don't forget, more stuff is coming on its way. I do apologise as well that I haven't been on YouTube as much as I am. As I said, I've been really busy lately. I'm actually in the middle of making a documentary for my university, by the way. That will be coming on my YouTube channel near Christmas. And I've also got a lot of things coming up. Also a new Crime Ballet trailer, Crime Ballet 3 trailer is on its way. And loads of more stuff is coming. So, I am Reese and I have just given you a random review. Thanks as always guys, you are the best.